It also depends that whether PTI can get, or would they be fielding or choosing the right candidates for the right constituencies, because selection of candidates is also half of the elections. So another big thing is that people in Punjab also see whether the leader of their party, which they are going to vote, is out there or not. Is he going to become the prime minister or not? So these all factors are there. So let's see how people of Punjab and rest of the country react.
Welcome to the Gist on StratNewsGlobal. I'm Ramananda Sengupta. Our guest today is Azaz Syed, an Islamabad-based journalist with Pakistan's largest media network, the Jang-Geo Group, and the author of The Secrets of Pakistan's War on Al-Qaeda. He's also a media trainer and hosts a popular YouTube channel called Talk Shock. And we're going to discuss the return of exiled Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif to Pakistan a couple of days ago. Thank you so much for joining us, Azaz. I know that it's been a hectic few days for you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Let's start right from the beginning. Then how is Nawaz Sharif's return being seen in political circles as well as among the common people?
Well, Nawaz Sharif, is previously thrice elected prime minister, one of very popular leaders here. But you know that Imran Khan has also a very big presence here in terms of his popularity. Nawaz Sharif has come after almost 4 years self-exile. He had gone to UK for a medical treatment after the courts and the Imran Khan government had granted him a permission, though that permission was controversial in its legal nature, as nobody ever had been given such kind of permission in the past. Now Nawaz Sharif has come at a time when Imran Khan is in jail. The country is being governed by an interim setup, which is going to hold the elections, and next elections are likely to be held in coming January. So the PTI is on the run, and PMLN is taking back. In Pakistan, you must have seen that Nawaz Sharif has addressed a big rally in Lahore, which was very well attended. At the same time, the PTI and the critics of Nawaz Sharif, they are also criticizing him that he has come to Pakistan after striking a deal with the establishment.
What kind of a deal do you think he has struck with the military? Because apart from, getting bail, he also has to have the cases against him taken off before he can sort of, actually contest in that sense. Do you think the courts are going to let him go? I believe the hearing is tomorrow.
Well, there are two cases in which he was convicted. And at the same time, you see when these cases were being proceeded against him, there was a big question on these cases, that these cases were framed against him, although they don't have any weightage. And we know that whenever an elected prime minister is asserting himself, this is the history of this country, sometime they have had a collusion with the establishment. Same happened with Nawaz Sharif. At that time, Nawaz Sharif was on the left side of the establishment, and he was actually having a head-on collusion with the establishment. Now things have been changed. Mr. Imran Khan has used violence on 9th of May when his followers, they attacked different military installations here. So now there is a convergence of interest. Nawaz Sharif wants to come back. He wants to contest elections, and establishment wants somebody to support establishment, because establishment in Pakistan has become unpopular. So this is convergence of interest. And at the same time, if you look at the role of the judiciary, the incumbent Chief Justice of this country, Qazi Faiz Isa, he had already advised against these cases while these cases were being proceeded against Nawaz Sharif almost 3 years back. This
Hmm.
man, Chief Justice of the Pakistani Supreme Court, already had criticized these cases, thinking that they don't carry the weight. So getting bail from the courts, I don't think so. That would be a big issue, and there should be a smooth sailing.
Uh-huh. So that's, you're saying that that's more of a formality than anything else. But Nawaz Sharif, if I recall right, he was once removed because he was getting, or as the establishment saw, he was getting too friendly with India. And then, of course, the next time by Musharraf in that coup after Kargil. What has changed since then? Why has the army changed its mind?
Having good relationship with India remained a area which was not liked by the establishment. But now you see, Nawaz Sharif on 21st of October had addressed a big rally, and in that
Hmm.
particular rally, which was very well attended, as I had told you, in that rally, Nawaz Sharif particularly mentioned that we cannot progress, we can't get success until we stop fighting with the neighbors. If we need to progress, we need to have good relations with the neighboring countries. So,
Hmm.
in terms of economy, what is the context? The context is India, and this is, I think, so very big development in terms of Pakistan, that apparently now Nawaz Sharif is being seen as a future prime minister. So if he is as taken as a future prime minister, or even if he doesn't become prime minister, he would be leading his party. So he has given the direct, he has given a clear line that he would be consistent upon his previous policies to have good relations with the neighboring countries, particularly with India.
But that's interesting, given that your last army chief, I believe, he had a fallout with Imran Khan over getting friendly with India, and Imran Khan said no, whereas the army chief was actually saying that we should be friends with India. Is that correct?
Yeah, this is very much correct. General Bajwa was of the opinion that Pakistan should have good relations with India. He wanted to have trade relations. He wanted to relax the visa regime between the two countries, and he was supportive of that idea. But unfortunately, Imran Khan didn't. Imran Khan was on a different side.
But that's a very very significant shift in terms of the establishment, how it views the whole relationship with India. Is that again due to some kind of a economic and other compulsion, or is that a genuine sort of a mindset shift?
With the passage of time, both the countries have learned many lessons. Pakistan and Pakistani establishment has understood what is the importance of India, and I think so. On your side, India is also understanding that relations should be good between the two countries. So, Pakistani
Uh-huh.
establishment, which was previously criticized that it remained a hurdle between the relations of two countries. Now, I think so. They have understood and they have the clarity that this region should be progressing, and when region would be progressing, they would also be progressing, and this all is possible only once you have the good relations with all the neighboring countries.
That's again very interesting, because one of the reasons everybody, I mean, conventional wisdom says that one of the reasons why the army was sort of adamant about, showing India as the belligerent neighbor is because that allowed them to gain a lot of benefits, saying that, we are here to protect you, and hence we need, these benefits and this kind of money to keep protecting you. Has that, I mean, has that attitude changed? Because it might just undermine the army's role.
Time will tell that it will undermine the role of the military establishment or not. The time will tell,
Hmm.
because we like it or not like it. Pakistan Army is a central organization in this country, which is very powerful. which has
Right.
command and unity, and as a disciplined force. They are they are very full. They are very powerful. Time will tell what whether the role of the military would be reduced or not, because it's also related. It's actually related to the internal dynamics of this country, whether the Pakistani parliament and democratic political parties, they become strong or not. So time will tell about it.
Because I mean, I would be very hopeful then that real democratic institutions which actually get strengthened if that happens. Number one, but politically, the PPP had joined hands with the PMLN earlier because of to fight Imran Khan, but now they are sort of crying foul, saying that the establishment is making special allowances for Nawaz Sharif and all that. How is that going to play out?
Well, the Pakistan People's Party was expecting that they would be getting some kind of space in Punjab, which is like UP in your country. So they were thinking that they might be getting some space in Punjab, which is actually a battleground between PMLN led by Nawaz Sharif and PTI led by Imran Khan. So
Right.
the return of Nawaz Sharif has clearly given them a signal that there would be no space for the Pakistan People's Party. So they are confined towards to Sindh only, one province. So they are criticizing each other, but in the past they remained ally, and in the future, they would be again ally when elections would held, and there would be the results. So this is a time, until the elections, you will see that People's Party will be criticizing PMLN, and rest of the political parties will be criticizing each other, because they are contesting against each other. They are not in election alliance. They remained allied while for forming the last government, but they were
Right.
not. They didn't make any election alliance.
Hmm. So, I mean, does that mean that they're become a sort of a third rung player after PMNL and Tehreek-e-Insaf and then PPP? Is that how the situation is seen right now?
Well, time will tell what the election results would come. That would tell that who's standing where. But it is apparent that PMLN would be contesting elections against PTI, and Sindh will go to Pakistan People's Party. And in
Hmm.
Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, pockets of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa will go to PMLN probably, or to some other political parties. So the main political parties would remain PMLN, PTI, PPP. So these three parties would lead the national spectrum.
Hmm. But talking of, Imran Khan's party, even though he's no longer able to contest this election, and he's had a lot of defections by people who have started their own parties and things like that, how strong is the, PTI going to be this time?
This time, PTI would be facing a tough time, because Imran Khan would be in the jail. We don't see his release anytime sooner. And at the same time, we also see that he might also face the problem of good election candidates in different constituencies. So this would be quite difficult for PTI and Imran Khan, because they are not having good time here.
Because a lot of these people who defected or started their own parties, they might gain some splinter votes here and there, but which would then in turn, if they start also winning some votes, it would probably lead to a sort of a hung, assembly in that sense. I mean, in the sense you'll have to have sort of a cooperation with a bunch of other parties to do that. Is that an army technique of ensuring that PMNL doesn't get a totally clean sweep?
Sorry.
Is that a way by the, let's say, the establishment, because many of these people who broke off from the PTI have started their own parties and things, and many of them are actually also, I believe, supported by the establishment to launch their own party. Is that a way of the establishment to ensure that Nawaz doesn't really get a full overwhelming majority, that sort of keep
And,
him on his toes?
At yet, I don't think so that the even establishment wants somebody to have the clear majority. I think so. The establishment is, prosecuting about 102 the people, mostly, mainly the PTI activists who had attacked the military installations. So
That's
establishment
right.
is actually focusing on PTI. Rest of the political parties, I have not seen that they are supporting anybody or they are not supporting anybody. Yes, they are. You can see that there are not good relations between them and the PTI. But if you ask me, or if you tell me that establishment is supporting party A, B, or C, I don't find any footprints here. But yes, they have they had given the nod. This is why Nawaz Sharif is back. This is
Hmm.
also true. But if you ask that that establishment wants any visible clean uh, majority of Nawaz Sharif, I don't think so that establishment is taking any steps for that.
Hmm. So, when if and when Nawaz Sharif does become prime minister, let's say next year, he's going to inherit a whole host of problems, including economic and terrorism and a whole other bunch of things. First of all, how have the common people been sort of bearing the brunt of this inflation and everything? I mean, how has it been for you? Has it life become very difficult for you in terms of economy?
No doubt about it that the economy has given a big blow to the commoners in this country. There is no second opinion, but at the same time, you're talking about the next government. It is yet not clear who will come in the government. Apparently, yes, there are signs, there are some footprints as if PMLN is going to take the charge of this country. Uh,
Hmm.
and the biggest challenge uh, before any political party would be the challenge of reviving this country's economy. Yes, that would be
Right.
a biggest challenge, no doubt about it. In terms of terrorism, you've seen that quite tangible steps has been taken to control terrorism. Yes, terrorism is Pakistan is fighting with the terrorists. Pakistan is controlling terrorism, but in terms of terrorism coming to Punjab or Sindh, that is less likely. Yes, the TTP, TTP is coming from Afghanistan. They are attacking Pakistani police and law enforcement agencies, mostly in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and Balochistan. But I think so now new mechanisms are being introduced, and new SOPs and new directions have been given to fight them in a different way. So hopefully by next year, this situation would be quite under the control of the government.
Hmm. That's interesting because what the narrative here seems to be that the tensions with Afghanistan have gone up as well, quite to quite a high extent. That's going to be another problem that Nawaz Sharif will probably inherit. What do you think would be a easy way out? Because I believe a lot of Afghans have been sent back from the camps and everything back to Afghanistan, and the tensions are going. How
Sam,
does one resolve that problem?
again, when new government will come, they will devise their own policy. They will devise their own foreign policy. They will devise their own internal security policy. So I think so. It's there's a big distance between today and up to elections, and then elections up to the formation of new government. Things are quite murky here. Let the political environment get clear, dust get clear. Uh,
Hmm.
we will see what is the exact date of the elections, and when elections are scheduled, and what
Hmm.
happens in the elections. This is very, very important because
Okay.
PTI is still, Imran Khan is still very popular. Although he's in the jail, he's still very popular. And if he feels his candidates in the constituencies, how people would react. So these are very important points.
Hmm. So you're saying that Imran Khan, I mean, the PTI is still a powerful force. It's not a spent force yet. I
Still,
mean, they might just get a sympathy vote or something like that.
PTI is still a very popular party. There is no second opinion, and that party is very popular in Punjab. But it
Hmm.
also depends that whether PTI can get, or would they be fielding or choosing the right candidates for the right constituencies, because selection of candidates is also half of the elections. So another big thing is that people in Punjab also see whether the leader of their party, which they are going to vote, is out there or not. Is he going to become the prime minister or not? So these all factors are there. So let's see how people of Punjab and rest of the country react.
Hmm. But do you see any sort of a second-rung leader out of the PTI who's already sort of making a name for himself as part of the PTI?
At
Most of them
at
are
yet
in jail or.
at yet there are two leaders. One is Mr. Imran Khan, and after Imran Khan there are two leaders. One is Shah Mahmood Qureshi. He is
Mhm.
co-accused in Cypher case, and the third one is Pervez Elahi. He is also behind the bars. So
Right.
apparently there is no prominent leader there against whom or with whom you can on whom you can bank upon.
Uh-huh. If you're saying elections are going to be held next year, early next year, is there going to be a lot of time left for campaigning? You'll barely get a month or so. I mean, a couple of months perhaps. Is
I
that
think
going?
so. Yeah, there would be only couple of months,
Hmm.
November and December, and we expect that at the end of January we'll be having
Hmm.
election. So technically, there would be 3 months only, and which
Okay.
is which is which is which is technically 90 days,
Yeah,
which
that
is
is good enough time actually
required
if
by
you
the
look at it.
constitution.
That is actually a good time. But
Yeah.
among the people, I mean, I mean, I mean, straddle both sides. You look at the people's sort of thing as well as the politicians. What is the mood among the people? Is have they sort of become happy that Nawaz is here and hoping for a brighter thing, or is it that they're too busy trying to fight the economic problems to actually think about elections?
Well, the activists and the followers of Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz and supporters of Mia Nawaz Sharif, they are very happy that Nawaz Sharif is back. There is no second opinion. But a large number of people is busy, stuck in fighting the economic crisis, because this
Hmm.
crisis is being faced by each and every individual who lives in this country. So people are also worried about their economic well-being. They are facing problems, they're facing tough times, but at the same time, the followers and the supporters of Nawaz Sharif, they are very happy. And when Nawaz Sharif addressed the big rally, Pakistani trade index gone up.
Yes.
This has happened in the first time in these weeks and months. So
Hmm.
this is a good omen. But at the same time, there is also a large number of people excuse me, there are also large number of people who are not happy. They are supporters of Imran Khan, and they consider
Okay.
all whatever is happening. They think that whatever is happening, that's happening because of the establishment, and establishment has sent their leader behind the bars, and they have given Nawaz Sharif a note. So diverse opinions, but majority will be determined on the election day.
Hmm. But I recall Nawaz Sharif, even during his last sort of talk, he spoke about Mariam becoming the next leader post his thing as his successor. Similarly, if you look at Bilawal, I think he's also been hoping for a long time that he will become a thing. For Bilawal himself, how popular is Bilawal as a leader? He's a young, up and coming leader, so he would, I suppose, have some followers.
Bilawal is no doubt a bright face of Pakistani politics, but unfortunately, Bilawal is not having good popularity in Punjab, which is the central province where
Hmm.
election results determine whether who would become the prime minister or who would lead this country, which party would lead this country. Unfortunately, Bilawal and his party, Pakistan People's Party, is not having good support from Punjab, and Nawaz Sharif's arrival has further uh, uh, actually given a bad signal to Pakistan People's Party.
Uh-huh. So, I mean, what I'm hearing from you, the very positive thing that I heard from you now is that, that there's a possibility that trade might be resumed with India. That's truly a very positive trend that I'm hearing about. Let's hope that happens. And I know you must be very busy covering all these election trends and all that. So I really appreciate your taking time out for this. So thank you very, very much, Azaz. I appreciate your taking time out for us. And, I look forward to having you with us again once the elections are
Ramana, thank
actually
you.
on the road.
Ramana, thank you.
Thank you very much. And, I'll see you again the next time. Thank you, Azaz. That was Islamabad-based journalist Azaz Syed talking to us about the implications of Nawaz Sharif's return to Pakistan. I do hope you enjoyed this edition of The Gist, and I look forward to seeing you again the next time. Please remember to hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons below. Thank you. Until the next time, goodbye.